Hello, and welcome to episode 29 of D Nice Knits. My name is Denise, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as DNice515. I've been gone for a little while. I think it's like 8 months or 9 months since I did my last podcast. The case of blahs. I was blah about life. I was blah about knitting. I was blah about podcasting. Around July and August, I barely knit. I knit at work because it keeps me focused at work. But other than that, I kind of knit, but not as much as I used to. And then in December, there was Vlogmas, and I started watching podcasts again. And I became very motivated. Watching other people be so excited about knitting made me excited about knitting. I stopped going to my knitting group. I have not touched my stash since I moved, I think. I have projects that I haven't touched since I moved, which is almost a year now. So I would like to get back into knitting. So I am going to do podcasts again, and I'm going to do some make-alongs because I just feel like it motivated me before, and watching podcasts is motivating me again to knit, and I'm getting excited about knitting again. So that's my explanation, I guess. I don't know if anybody really cares why I was here or not here, but that's pretty much it. I have a lot of finished objects that I'm not going to show because it's been almost 9 months, 8 months. But I do have some, I guess. What I've been working, I do have like my bag of 2021 socks. I have not sewn in the ends on all of these socks. I have not taken off project stitch markers, none of that. Since every pair of socks that I made in 2021, I think I maybe made like 12 pairs of socks or 10, maybe, I don't know, because I knit for people, so I've given some away. But I did knit for myself more this year than I did last year, and I'm gonna try to continue to do that. I still like gift knitting, and I still like giving things to people that I know are knit worthy and worth it, but I think I should knit for myself a little bit more too. So I'm going to just show some of the finished objects that I finished recently. So what I finished in January. I have been knitting lots of hats. This pattern is really easy. It's just a 2x2 rib, and then I think it's like 6 rows of decreasing, and that's it. I haven't sewn in the ends on this, just like usual. I don't sew in the ends on anything. So it's just a 2x2 rib, and then you fold it over, I think I went like 9 inches, I believe, and then I started the decreases. And then I did a gray one for my mom, a black one, a navy one for my coworker, and then I'm gonna make another navy one and a red one for my coworker's sons because I gave him a hat, so then his kids wanted hats. And then my daughter, yay, is starting to wear her knits. So she always wore hats that I made her, and now her ponytail is huge. Like, her hair is so long, and she has such a big ponytail that her hats weren't fitting her. And I made her like adult size hats because she has a lot of hair, and it's very curly and big. So I made her hats. So this year she asked for hats without a top. And I was like, you mean a headband? And she's like, no, hats without a top. So don't tell her that they're headbands. So this is one that I made her, and she's wearing another one that I made in this color. That's very bright. It is neon pinky, what is it called? Pink punch, pink salmon color. And it's very easy to find her at pickup because she's wearing like neon colors. This yarn was horrible. I do not recommend. It was $1. I bought it at Ollie's. It's Red Heart Mini. I don't recommend it because at every color change, let me do it on this one. Every color change, there it's a new piece of yarn. It's not dyed like that. So right here, there's a color change, and where is it? This one too. See, this one here. So it's just 2 things of yarn plied together, and then there's like glue on the ply. So I could have cut it at every color change and sewed in the ends, but that wasn't gonna happen. And I figure like it's for a kid. So whatever. And if like the ply comes out, I have this crappy one here that I can make another one. But she really liked the neon green. And now she's wearing a scarf that I made her. I made her a scarf 2 years ago, I think. 3 years ago, and she never wore it, but it's so cold. So she wore it this year, and she wants another scarf. So the leftovers of that hat without a top, I'm gonna make her another scarf this way. She wants like a triangle scarf. We'll see if she'll wear it, but that's what she wants. And then I have lots of works in progress. So my biggest work in progress that made me cry, and some wonderful person on Instagram, I joined my friend Sarah. Was it Makes by Sarah? I will link it above because I can never remember. Makes by Sarah? Handmade by Sarah? Sorry, Sarah. She does an advent calendar every year, and I was on vacation when she put out her advent calendar, and I was like, no, I'm on vacation, I'm spending all this money. Let me not buy her advent calendar. So I put on her post like, oh, I'm so sad that I'm missing it this year, but I'll do it next year. It's okay, I have lots of Christmas socks, I have lots of yarn. And then some lovely person on Instagram, I don't know who, they made me cry. My daughter was like, why are you crying? I was like, because there's so much publicized about the negativity of people on the internet and in the world in general that no one really, I guess you wouldn't say no one, but a lot of people don't focus on the kindness of people. So it made me cry. I got Sarah's advent calendar. Now the problem is that I didn't finish. Sorry, I got really close to you there, but I didn't finish. And it's color work on socks. This is my first time ever doing color work. And then I was so excited about it that I forgot that I do toe up. So I followed the recipe for the cuff down, not toe up socks. So mine is backwards from, I guess, everybody else that did it. And I only have one sock, and I have it on, it's a 64 stitch because of usually in my regular formula of like my regular socks, I do 60 stitches on a 2.5 millimeter needle. But because of the color work, I did 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle, and when I do the color work I went up to a 2.5 needle because I thought that my color work would be tight, and I think it is, but I also think that I did a good job. Yes I do. But I hope to finish this in January, and I'll talk about that soon. And then I have a hat for my grandmother-in-law in a sparkly teal. And I noticed that I've been wearing hats more often, so I wanted to make my own hat. So I started, this was like really popular last year, like in the fall, a Musselburgh hat out of 2 sparkly yarns. I had started a Musselburgh hat out of, what is this? West Yorkshire Spinners yarn in the Midnight Sky colorway, Silent Night colorway from last year. And I started it and it pooled really badly and I did not like it. So I am now mixing it and alternating skeins. I'm rusty at this. Alternating skeins with a sparkly opal that I made socks out of last year when I was doing all the Christmas socks. Yeah, so that's that. It's really easy, just like tucking it in the round, go round. That's it. And I have a my gosh. Hey, what are these called? Gosh, I'm so rusty. Stitch Progress Keeper on it. And I love how sparkly it is. It is pooling a little bit, but I don't mind it as much because the opal is breaking up the pooling. And then I have a pair of socks that I'm making for my cousin's wife. So I made 3 pairs of socks last year for my aunt. And so she wore this exact colorway at Thanksgiving with her daughter-in-law, and she liked them so much that my aunt was like, can you make them for her and I'll pay you? And I was like, pay me? Shut up. You don't have to pay me. But I love this Progress Keeper that I found. I have to go through like my stash and see what I have because I haven't touched it since I moved a year ago. And I don't know where all of my little cute Progress Keepers are. So that I can like decorate my knitting again and make it cute and remember where I was for the podcast. So this is just a simple, 1x3 rib, 3x1 rib, mistake rib because I don't like do ribbing. And usually when I do socks for people that I can't measure them because she lives in Virginia, so I can't really measure. I only know her shoe size. So I'm guesstimating. She's a woman's 11. So my husband is a size 10. Men's? No, he's a size 11 men's. Oh, no, sorry. My best friend's husband is a size 9 men's. So I'm taking his measurements that I make his socks out of and making hers because they're close. And I like a lot of negative ease with my socks, so hopefully she will too. Who knows? They're free, okay? And they're hand knitted. And then I have one more blue project that I'm doing this month, which I hope to finish. This yarn, I have no idea. I won it in a contest, I think. or Instagram. And then it has green. It is hand dyed, I think. I don't know. And this is my regular formula of socks because they're for me. They are 60 stitches, Judy's Magic Cast On, a Fish Lips Kiss Heel. I do a Fish Lips Kiss Heel in all my socks. And then I do, Jenny's Surprisingly Bind Off on a US 5 to make it really stretchy. And I don't care that it flares out when I wear them because it's on my calf by then, so it needs a little bit of flare to fit on my calf. So that's everything I'm working on. And if you didn't notice, there's a theme. They're all blue, and I even painted my nails blue for this occasion because I am doing 2 make-alongs. There's the Color Your Stash make-along with the Two Sticks and String podcast that I follow and watch. If you don't watch Two Sticks and String, you should. I love Amy's podcast. And she's doing every month you knit a color. And then you don't get yarn, you get a pattern, which is great because I don't need any more yarn. And so the month of January is blue, which I think fit everything in my life because I love blue to maybe a fault, but who cares? Nobody cares. So that's the yarn. I mean, that's one make-along that I'm joining this year. And then my second make-along is Bernadette Makes, which is another podcast that I watch regularly. There's some podcasts that I make sure to watch every week as soon as it comes out, and then there's some that I'll just like catch up on later, which now I have like 600 podcasts that I haven't watched. So I'm starting like in December or so because there's too much that I missed that I didn't watch before. So the other one is from Bernadette Makes, and hers is a stash down, and it follows the rules of the Knitmore Girls, which is another, no, not Knit Girls, the Knit Girls, which is another podcast I used to watch, where it's just, you go by meters and how many meters you knit per month, I think. Oh no, she's doing quarters by quarter. So I'm going to go by how many meters, and hopefully this will motivate me to be more, organized with my Ravelry projects and take pictures, because I don't take pictures. I don't weigh them. I don't write down like what I did, which sometimes comes to bite me in the butt later when I go like, oh, how many stitches did I use to make this scarf because I really like it, and then I have no idea because I didn't write it down. I don't even know how much yarn I used. So hopefully this will motivate me to do that, to write down what yarn I used and how many meters I used of that yarn. And I have 3 scrappy blankets on the go that I haven't touched since I moved, since February. I haven't touched them at all. I haven't crocheted at all, and I haven't knit on my blankets at all in a year. So I would like to get one of them off the needles. 2 of them are fingering weight and 1 is worsted weight. So I'm sure I could finish the worsted weight if I put effort into it. But I think that's all that I have to say. So for the month of February, I think the color is pink, and my mom's favorite color is pink. So I will definitely make my mom some pink socks, and I like pink. Pink is nice. So maybe something pink for myself. And I would like to continue to podcast. I'm hoping to podcast once a month, so that I can be accountable, I think. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to buy yarn anymore, because I do that every year and say, oh, I'm going to do a regular diet. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I just want to maybe use more yarn than I bring in. That's the plan. For now. I have before made it to my birthday. My birthday is in May, so I think I cannot buy yarn until my birthday. Let's see. Fingers crossed that I can do that. And I think that's all I have to say. This is a really short podcast because I haven't been podcasting, and I know that I'm talking really fast, but maybe people don't want to watch a 30-minute, hour-long podcast. If you have any questions, because I ran through everything that I knitted, let me know. If anybody even watches this, I think there'll be 20 people that watch, and hi to you. I love ya. But that's it. So have a good day. Be happy, I guess. I don't know. Bye.